horn. Is your horn tingling? Let's rub horns. Horns up, horns up, horns up, horns up, horns up. We are Unicorn Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the Basement Dusters. Horns up. Man, we got a lot going on right now. I apologize for being late. We got a lot going on with UFD. A lot to be excited about. We're going to cover that in this video. Thank you for being here. Let's get started by taking a look at, yes, it's another day, another listing, right? Another exchange list our UFD. Things are getting very, very interesting. Let's head out here to our latest, and this comes from our friends at Digifinex. I didn't realize there were so many exchanges out there. Hold on a second here. I want to make sure we got the right screen up, which we do. And this came out yesterday, trading new listing alert. And here we are right here in the middle, UFD, Unicorn Fart Dust. And they put out this awesome graphic. There we are again, guys. I mean, it feels like at least once a week lately, we are getting a new listing on an exchange. So I dug in. I'm like, who is Digifinex? And this is what we learned. Digifinex this is their introduction, Beyond Your Wealth Companion, about us, founded in 2017, a global leading digital asset trading platform, offices in 6 countries. We serve over 6 million users worldwide. That's 6 million potential buttercups, right? New people who can come into our UFD community with more than 700 trading pairs. There's some data on them. 6.4 million cumulative registered users, 670,000 monthly active users, 2 billion average daily trading volume. That's significant. They're top 13 on CoinGecko and top 30 in coin market cap. So guys, hey, let's take a step back and think about this, right? We had HTX, we had Exchange.io. It seems like literally over the last month or so, we've had a new exchange listing every single week. This is big. This is momentum building. Okay, and there's something else we're going to talk about here in a little bit that also to me shows that we have momentum building because of what you've done day by day, brick by brick. Now, time for my disclaimer. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. No, don't buy, sell anything based on anything that I say. Don't get married. Don't adopt a puppy, right? Don't buy meme coins, real estate, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. This is for informational purposes only. However, I do need to disclose to you that I do own what to me and Susie are a significant number of Unicorn Fart Dust beans. We don't call them coins. We call them beans. So my horn is aligned with your horn. And I got a question for you. How did you get in my basement? Huh? Welcome to the basement, guys. This is so much fun. There's so much going on. Here's another thing that's happening. Think about this. Not only are we getting like a new exchange listing every week, right? What's going to happen next week? I think at minimum, it's been the last 3 weeks, but there's something else that's happening. Are you noticing this? Because I'm noticing it. And a lot of you are noticing it, and it's something that is very good for UFD, very good for Unicorn Fart Dust, and that is that suddenly we're having a very large number of people on X that have big followings, like 50,000 plus, 100,000, 80,000, that are talking about UFD, that are talking about the fact that they own UFD. Let me just show you one recent example that I bumped into this morning, and this one came from this guy, Cryptoman. Hey, Cryptoman, welcome to the herd. Let's all give Cryptoman a big UFD, welcome wagon party. That's an easy one to remember. Cryptoman. Looks like his handle is at Cryptoman03, but he says, I just loaded up on more NPC and UFD. More. He was already a duster, or she. Oh, man would be probably a he. Anyway, stacking like a true Deegan. There's the NPC and UFD army at. Let's send this rocket straight to Valhalla. I don't understand that, guys. Okay, I apologize. I'm not exactly sure what some of these terms mean, but I hear that all the time. Valhalla. So anyway, pump it, blast it, melt the chart. We're not here to play, baby. We're here to dominate. And look, he's posting, bull posting for.
You don't know what that means?
Hold on. I think Susie's calling me. Susie, please let go of your button.
Never mind. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Well, no, do you know what that means? Valhalla? Thank you, over.
I was just gonna explain Valhalla is like, I think it's Viking terminology, like send it to the heavens. Over.
Thank you, Susie. Now, no, I didn't know that. So it's Viking terminology. Send it to the heavens. Thank you, sweetheart. We love you. Okay, so that's what Valhalla means. Thank you, Susie. That's my lovely assistant, Susie. For those of you who are new, or maybe you're a buttercup, and if you're a buttercup, you don't know what buttercup means. A buttercup is someone who's not yet bought their first UFD beans. Okay, and for you buttercups out there, we want you to join the herd. It would be great. You got wonderful people here. We're having a lot of fun. And for you buttercups, I want to point out to you that right there, that's the real boss. That's my wonderful wife and assistant, Susie. Yes, we communicate via walkie-talkie. Yes, she does occasionally let me out of the basement, but she's a great help and beloved by the UFD community. But guys, think about this. Let's move our horns back for a second and look at the big picture. Look at the heavens, the Valhalla. Anyway, right? We've got a listing a week for the last 3 weeks. Can we make it 4? Are you listening, Robinhood? Are you listening, Coinbase? We love you. Anyhow, 3 weeks in a row, a new listing. And I'm telling you, are you feeling it? I'm seeing like people, influential people that have 50 to 100,000 followers. I may not have shown you. Hold on. Let me get back here. Did I show you this already? I know I showed you, but I just want to show you this guy, Cryptoman. He has 57,000 followers. That's significant. That is someone with influence in the crypto Twitter stratosphere. And it's not just him. Like I said, it seems like there's like in the last 2 days, like 6 or 7 or 8 big people. Welcome to the herd, right? And everybody matters, whether you have 200 beans and 200 followers on X, or you have 2 million beans and 200 followers on X. Every duster matters, because day by day we're adding more and more diamond hoof dusters to the herd. And you know what that means? It's time for the beans, baby. Okay. Huh? Right? Cryptoman's in there. You're in there. Look at that. Look at that. Are you one of those beans? Are you a diamond hoof? Right. So maybe we add 10 beans a day. Maybe we add 100, right? New people, maybe 500, who knows? And maybe we lose, 50, but it is the net amount of new people that come in that are ready to go to Valhalla, right? We're going to be filling up this jar, and I can't tell you from a mental health perspective how good that is to shake a big jug of beans. I got that on Amazon, and you can buy bulk jelly beans. I think those are actually Jolly Rancher jelly beans. And no, I'm not sponsored by Jolly Rancher, but I'm telling you guys, you got to get yourself one of these big plastic jugs, fill it half with beans, and shake it. It feels like I released a lot of aggression. Anyway, we will be to a point where we will have, on a serious note, day by day by day, because we show up, right? We will get to a situation where, or we can get to a situation where eventually, right, we got a lot of diamond hooved. We don't call ourselves hodlers. No, we're diamond hooved dusters. And we could create a bean shortage, which could relate in what we call a beanopoly at some point, where there's just not a lot of UFD tokens on the market, because you know what? We have the great benefit of digital Scarcity. 999 million beans they can't make anymore. Okay, let's go on here. Trump had his crypto dinner. We'll just cover that briefly. Donald Trump, our president of the United States of America, right, has his own meme coin, similar to ours, correct? Make sure this is popping up. View this tab. Hold on. There we go. Trump's crypto dinner cost over $1 million per seat on average. In total, did you hear this? 220 of the top holders of the Trump meme coin of the contest to attend the dinner spent combined $394 million on Trump's official cryptocurrency. Okay. The price of admission it ranged from somewhere between $55,000 and $37.7 million. That's how much the 220 winners of the contest to meet Trump spent on his volatile cryptocurrency token, Trump, according to an analysis by the blockchain analysis company Nansen. What's the takeaway here? What's the big message, right? Are cryptocurrency meme coins valuable? Right? I think officially they're collectibles, whatever. That's great, right? Guys, we are in the same league as the president of the United States of America, right? He has his own cryptocurrency meme coin. So if anyone's going to question the legitimacy of cryptocurrency and the legitimacy of the value of meme coins, they're questioning the president of the United States, not a political statement. I'm not involved in politics. This has nothing to do with politics. Just facts. The president of the United States has a meme coin. We have a meme coin. And as a matter of fact, the president of the United States, did he copy off us? Right? He created his meme coin almost, I think, 5 or 6 weeks after Unicorn Fart Dust was created. Okay. That adds a huge level of legitimacy to the world of cryptocurrency, but also to the world of meme coins. Right? Very interesting. Robert Kiyosaki's out again with crazy predictions regarding what's going to happen in the general economy, but more importantly, what's going to happen with crypto and with Bitcoin in general. Now, you know, Bitcoin makes up like what, 65, 67% of the whole entire crypto market cap, but he says this is scary. The end is here. Now, Robert Kiyosaki is a best-selling author, highly respected guy. He wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He's, worth millions and millions and millions, very closely followed. I wonder how many followers he has on crypto. Only 2.7 million. Robert, we're waiting for your tweet about UFD. Nonetheless, what if you threw a party and no one showed up? That's what happened yesterday. Guys, this is scary what happened yesterday in the bond market. The Fed had an auction for U.S. bonds and no one showed up. So the Fed quietly bought $50 billion of its own fake money with more fake money. Yes. Okay, hold on. It's time for that daily guest appearance. If what he's saying is correct, hold on here. Wait a minute. Here I am. Okay, yeah, right. They used printed money, okay, to buy the bonds. That's like a company buying its own products to make its sales look better, right? It just doesn't make any sense. There was a big, and we're going to talk about it more, there was a big catastrophe yesterday in the bond market. Now, you may not know this. I just learned it not just a few years ago. The bond market is way everybody focuses on the stock market, okay? The reality is the bond market of the world, the bond markets are mammothly larger than the stock markets, but it gets about maybe 10% of the press coverage. And there was a major, big problems yesterday in the bond market. Again, we're going to get into that more here in a second because that will affect cryptocurrencies and will affect, there we go. All right. The party's over. Hyperinflation is here, right? That means prices skyrocket, or it's 6 1/2 dozen the other. The value of the dollar goes down precipitously. Okay. Millions, young and old, to be wiped out financially. Okay. This is Robert Kiyosaki. Again, almost 3 million followers. Good news. Gold will go to $25,000. Gold currently sits around $3,000, $3,200 per ounce. Silver to $70. I think that's low. Silver currently sits around $32 per ounce, but Bitcoin to 500K to $1 million. The big print, the title of Larry Lepard's latest book, is on. Please read it. Now, Larry, I didn't even know this. Larry, the end will, okay, I'll come back. The end. I have been warning the world about is here. May God have mercy on our souls. So Larry Lepard, who he refers to, is a guy that I followed closely for probably almost, 8-9 years now. He was like me. He was a gold and silver maxi and still is. And I still love gold and silver. You know that, right? I put out a couple pieces of content every week about specifically on gold and silver. I also love crypto and UFD. I've had this awakening, as a lot of you know, over the last 6 months. But Larry Lepard is the same way. He's more Bitcoin, right? He would, I think, refer to meme coins as still being poop coins. But nonetheless, he's a guy who was a gold and silver maxi who then also started to take on Bitcoin as well. And all these people are saying, guys, look, I've dug into it deeply. I could sit here and talk to you for hours. The math of what's going on in the United States, unfortunately, because I love this country, but unfortunately, we are up a creek without a paddle, right? We are in a very precarious situation in this country. Things that are outside of the fiat paper money system, my opinion only, you know, I'm not a financial advisor, but things that are outside of that paper fiat system, right? Whether it be gold, silver, cryptocurrency, land, commodities are probably going to do very well in the coming 10 years. Okay. And is a cryptocurrency. I was thinking about this last night, like the value of things. Is a cryptocurrency meme coin worth something? Yes. Right. Absolutely. Look at what Trump's doing. Look at the value that we're creating here. Look at art. I was thinking about like art, like, whatever, the Mona Lisa, that type of thing. Who's to say, look how valuable that is, just because a group of people agree. It's a piece of canvas with some paint splattered on it, right? But because a group of people agree that it's valuable, a lot of collectible art, right, is worth tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. So, and because it's scarce, because it's unique. Well, I think we could say the same thing about UFD. I'm not saying we're Mona Lisa. Don't get mad at me or anything else, but I am saying we're baby Bitcoin, and it's been about 3 or 4 days since our last listing that I've said that. We are baby Bitcoin, okay? We're related to Bitcoin, in my opinion, and everybody says that what we're doing right now is just like what happened in the early days of Bitcoin. All right, the markets are sinking. Let's run through this and see what the headlines are telling us. Here we go. This came from NBC News yesterday. Markets sink as debt worries hammer U.S. bonds. A combination of fears, including projections that Trump's agenda, which I think now passed a bill, will expand deficits, moved investors to sell. Everybody is waking up to the fact that we are in big, big, big trouble financially in the United States. Okay, fears of a global government borrowing glut, likely to be compounded by the latest spending and tax cut bill, helped fuel an unusually weak auction for U.S. government bonds that sent markets into a tailspin Wednesday. Let's head out to this next one. This is from Kobesi. You know, they are one of my favorite information sources for what is going on in the general economy. This is downright frightening. What just happened? At 1 o'clock Eastern, the S&P 500 fell nearly 80 points in 30 minutes. Guys, that's like a mini micro crash without any major quote-unquote news. What actually happened was a weak 20-year bond auction, which sent U.S. Treasury yields soaring. When the yields go up, the price of the bonds go down. There's an inverse relationship between interest rate yields and bond prices, but it also sent the U.S. stock markets tumbling. Investors must watch yields here. Let us explain. Okay, and then they go into a deep explanation about it. These higher bond yields, this is critical for us to understand. Higher interest rates, higher yields out there right now are not good for the U.S. Government at all. The U.S. government has, $9 trillion? And remember, $1 trillion is a million times 1 million. That's 1 trillion. And we got like 9 trillion that we need to refinance this year. It's horrible for big corporations. They have trillions in debt that will be rolled over and refinanced. A lot of this debt, when they borrowed the money 5 years ago, they were able to take out loans, issue bonds at like 1%, 1.5%, 2% interest rates. Those rates are now 4 and 5% higher. That creates a huge new expense for these companies that will cut into profits. That will hurt the stock market. See how it's all kind of tied together? Okay. The other big, crazy, scary thing that's happening with these interest rates is when we look at higher interest rates and the big banks, because again, the big banks, they bought a lot of bonds as an investment, right? You put your money into US Bank or Bank of America. I'm not calling out any particular bank, any bank. 4 or 5 years ago, they took your money, they pay you 0% on your deposit, and they went out and bought long-term U.S. bonds that were paying 1.5%, 2%. Now that rates are higher, all those bonds they hold as an investment are worth 30 or 40% less. So there's a lot of big banks. There's a lot of major stress in the banking sector right now as well. If rates go higher and higher, if they do, it could create big problems for the corporate world and the stock market, the banking system, and the U.S. government. Okay, sorry, I went off on a little bit of a tangent there, but that's what we're facing, and we're in a situation where nobody wants our bonds. The Chinese don't want to buy them. The Middle Eastern countries don't want to buy them. Right? The Japanese don't want to buy them. Everybody, we are facing a very precarious situation. It would be like, and I'll end with this. Let's say you're the head of household for your house. You do the bills. Right? Every household has somebody that does the bills. And your family has an income of $50,000, but for the last 8 years, you've been spending $80,000 a year. You've been taking out home equity loans, credit cards, buy now, pay later, whatever it is. We're reaching the point where your debt, right, has gotten to $400,000 or $500,000, and you can't hardly afford to pay the interest. That's on a big macro level what the United States is coming up against. The hens are coming home to roost. I don't want it to happen, and there's no guarantee that it will. I could be wrong, but I'm usually not. And I know how to work a calculator. You probably do too as well. We could be facing some very challenging times. And again, right, that's why people are moving outside for alternative investments, stores of value, things like crypto, things like gold and silver, things like land, things like commodities, those types of things. Okay, let's get on here. That probably explains why we have this. That probably explains why we have this going on in crypto right now. Just read the headlines. Breaking news. I'm bringing you the breaking news, right? Yeah, Bitcoin hits a new all-time high above 109,800. That's old news. This new milestone marks the second time Bitcoin has established a new all-time high in 2025. Let's get an update on what's going on in the crypto markets right now. I'm going to refresh this. Here we go. Okay, that's not it. Let's go to crypto. And yeah, we're at almost 111,000 on Bitcoin. And the other crypto that we obviously keep a very close eye on is Solana. Wow, killing it. 177. But I remember the day that I created Unicorn Fart Dust back in mid-December of 2024. Let's see here. Yeah, right? We were above 200, and I think it was right here, right around 225. It got to 250. And then remember I guess that was January. Wow, I forgot that. Right? Solana got all the way to 277, a full $100 higher than where it is. But Solana's been doing well. It looks like it hit the low. Gosh, those were some sad days. About $100 when back in early April, so about 6 weeks ago. So things are looking up in the world of Solana, definitely. Let's watch something fun. I think it's time for us to have some fun, guys. And Where are we? There we are. Don't worry, we're getting there. We're getting there. There we go. Another great BCP put out a couple great videos. I wanted to highlight this one today. Hold on here. Now I got it. Okay. Almost time for Susie to call me to tell me that I screwed that. In the beginning, there was dust. There was dust. Everything's unicorn part dust. Every kingdom rose. Every dream took form. We are UFD, baby. On sale. Some think it's nothing. I want one of those. But we know dust is everything. I want that. I want that in my basement. Quietly building pressure. There we go. That's until inevitably, I want that. Boom. I want that. Yeah, baby. Everything starts with dust. And soon, everything will return to it. Can you make me one of those? Man, what a great video. We are UFD. All right, guys, it's time for Duster of the Day. We got a great one today because this guy put together one of the best arguments for why UFD are valuable. This is really extraordinary. So I want to pull up first his profile, and then we're going to go through what I think, again, is one of the most thorough and convincing positive articles relating to UFD. I felt great when it was over. But this is Tiago Rode, and before I forget, he wants me to say hello to his wonderful wife, Munique. Hello, Munique, from the basement, huh? Well, maybe we'll do that again when I can be on screen as well. But Tiago, you are the Duster of the Day. He sent me a DM about one of his other posts that I reposted yesterday, but then this one as well. And I want to read through this, guys. It's not as long as it seems. And this is really mind altering. What gives something value? A thread about gold, Bitcoin, lab-grown diamonds, and Memecoin called UFD. Okay. He says, let's start with the uncomfortable truth. Most of the value doesn't come from things. It comes from people, right? Relationships, shared vision, shared belonging. Think about your most treasured thing in the world. It's usually a relationship. For me, it's my family, right? It's Susie, all that good stuff, the kids, all that, my parents. All right, take gold today. 1 ounce is worth about $3,300. Seems solid, right? But if you strip away the symbolism, tradition, and status and look only at the industrial demand, studies suggest that based purely on industrial use, gold would be worth between $300 and $500. With today's price at $3,300, that means about 90% of its value is cultural construction. Here's the paradox. The world's most solid asset gets most of its value, he's referring to gold, because we believe in it, because it represents something, because we associate it with security, prestige, and eternity. Now, look at Bitcoin. It's not physical. It's not tangible. It's digital, complex, and yet it's currently worth over $2 trillion. Yes, Bitcoin's tech is revolutionary, but without a collective belief, without an engaged community, it would just be another brilliant but forgotten GitHub repo. What gave Bitcoin its value was the shared belief that it could change finance. And that's when the light bulb goes off. Value is not function. Value is not intrinsic utility. Value is narrative. Value is trust. Want final proof? Let's talk about lab-grown diamonds. Those are diamonds that are artificially made. They aren't just chemically identical to natural diamonds. They're also purer, more symmetrical, and more ethical, okay, because people aren't dying trying to dig them out of the ground. And yet they're worth up to 70% less. Why? because the industry and the market says a real diamond comes from the earth, not a lab. Okay, the value lies in the story around the stone, not the stone itself. It's not science, it's romance. So gold is valuable because of tradition. Bitcoin is valuable because of belief. Diamonds are valuable because of origin and marketing. Value has never been in things. It's always been in people. Now we return to gold, but with new eyes. If gold gets 90% of its value from symbolic perception, what would happen if an asset got 100% of its value from collective belief? An asset that doesn't pretend to be useful, that has no programmed scarcity, that makes no promises. It just exists and people believe in it. That asset does exist. Its name is Unicorn Fart Dust. It was created to mock crypto, but the joke became something greater. A gold maximalist launched UFD to prove that tokens were worthless, right? It was an experiment. He created it as a joke, but the joke became a symbol. It became a community. It became a culture. It became a connection. No pre-sale, check. No paid marketing, definitely, check. No insiders. We joke around and say, guys, right now we're having the insider dinner. Do you want chicken? Do you want salmon? Or would you like a plate of jelly beans? No empty promises, just real people coming together around something too improbable to be fake. UFD is kindness tokenized. It's a meme with a soul. It's lightness in a heavy market. It's ordinary people making history. And the most incredible part, it's powered 100% by cultural belief, 100% by the community from day one. If gold is worth trillions with 90% symbolic perception, if Bitcoin is worth trillions with 100% digital belief, why couldn't a meme coin built on what's most human, humor, connection, honesty, integrity, prosperity, transparency, do the same? Calling UFD a poop coin is like calling gold yellow metal with limited industrial use, or calling lab-grown diamonds expensive glass. It misses the point. It ignores the soul of the market. And maybe that's exactly why UFD could go further than anyone imagines, because where logic ends, shared belief begins. And where collective imagination takes hold, the sky is no limit. If this thread made you see markets differently, remember this: the next asset to explode won't be the most useful. It will be the most believed. And its name is Unicorn Fart Dust. Wow, Tiago, I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed reading that. What a wonderful synopsis of what's going on. And the reality is, right, guys, like, we've been different from day one. And different in the cryptocurrency meme coin sector is good, because all we hear about, right, and there's other good communities. There are some other good coins, but you know the reality. I'll just say it like it is. Most of the meme coins are a ripoff, right? They're a scam. Most. There's definitely some other great communities, right? Pingu, I don't want to name all, but you know, right? There's Fwog. There's a lot of other great communities that we are friends with. But the big majority of them are a ripoff, right? And we were different. Different is good, right? We're like the guy that walked into the prison, who's a good person. Bad analogy, but I tried my best. We didn't promise anything from day one. We didn't have any big, all of our coins were issued from day one. I didn't have some big stockpile. I did sell some coins during the first 24 hours. Yes, big mistake that I did that, but everybody makes mistakes. But since that first 24 hours, or maybe it was 30 hours, but during that first period, when I said I wasn't going to sell, not only did I not sell, but I bought more coins. We didn't do a rug pull, baby. We did a rug push. So different is good in the meme coin sector, right? We've under-promised and over-delivered. Here, I got a whole list. Where'd my list go? Hold on a minute. Oh, shoot. That's a very important list. Oh, here it is. Right here. Yeah, this is all the stuff that you as a community have done. I read through it yesterday, so I'm not going to go through it again today. So thank you, Tiago. Yes, right. There is, I believe, I believe there is value here. This is real. This is happening. And that was a great way to put it up. I'm going to read you quickly a very short paragraph that our friend Tiago sent, and then we're going to say hello to Munich again. Oh boy, what happened here? Got real small. Is that small on your screen? Okay. Well, here's a short and very small. I can read this short message you can read during the stream. Thank you, Ron, for this incredible honor. Being part of this journey with such an extraordinary community has been pure magic. It's a joy to contribute to this true movement of good. Horns up, Dusters. We've got the whole world to conquer. Okay, Tiago, you are the Duster of the day. For that, right, I'm going to install the golden horn on you. Everybody help me. Horns up. Feel your horn. Here we go. Tiago, boom. Congratulations. Thank you for that great tweet that I think helped open my mind even more to the value, to the specialness, to the uniqueness that we've got here. And when we're on the subject of unique, we're going to say hi one more time to Tiago's wonderful wife, Munich. Munich, hi. Maybe Susie wants to say hi. Do you have a walkie-talkie, Munich? Susie, could you say hi to Munich?
Hello.
All right. Thank you, sweetheart. That was a hello. All right. That's that. Thank you to a few more things to talk about, but let's remember, say thank you to our channel sponsor, Ledger. Ledger is the hardware wallet cryptocurrency security leader. A lot of big news coming out of them, a lot of exciting things coming down the road with Ledger. They're making it a lot easier, more intuitive, more fun for everybody in crypto to secure their new devices, the Flex. I just love it. I love the Ledger Live app. Don't make the same mistake that Ronnie made, right? Think about security now, not after something happens. Okay, we got a lot of new people coming into crypto. We need to spread the word. Be careful, be safe, right? Remember the golden rule, in my opinion, I'm speaking for myself here, just my opinion, don't ever give any information to anybody. Always be cautious. Don't ever respond to an email or a phone call or whatever. Make sure that you are the one that initiates contact with anyone that you're ever going to give any of your personal information to. And we want to say thank you to MoonPay, right? They are the leader in growth and innovation in the fintech sector. Unbelievable things going on. Big announcement last week with MasterCard, enabling a partnership between MoonPay and MasterCard. It's going to enable MasterCard users to make payments with stable coins. Right? A lot of great things going on with MoonPay. It's a big honor that we have two top tier sponsors. I also want to show you, I forgot to show you this yesterday. We have a one-stop shop, or one of our community members. I can't endorse any specific NFT project or merch shop, but we do have a one-stop shop merch shop that one of our community members, UFD Corral, put up. He asked me to show this clock. Isn't that cute? That's a UFD clock that you can order. And I just want to show you how this works. This is called Redbubble. And if you go to over here. Oh, thank you, Susie. Okay, let's start this over. Sorry, guys. Darn it. I almost was perfect today. Let me make sure you can see this. You can. Good. This is the clock I was talking about. It's on a website called Redbubble. Okay. And there's a UFD clock. But if you go to, and this is by UFD Corral, one of our community members, if you go to, find it there, UFD Corral. And here's his page on Redbubble. And then you go to Explore Designs. This just shows all the different designs that are available, and you can get this stuff put on almost anything. And a lot of the artists, when an artist donates something, it's my understanding that UFD Corral is then donating the profits from that to the community marketing wallet, the UFD community marketing wallet. But if you press on Explore Designs, see if I got this right. Yeah, there's all the different designs that are available. Like here's Diamond Hooves by our friend Life, okay? Good Morning Duster, donated by Brandon. The ones that are donated art, the profits go to the community wallet. All this different stuff that's on here. There's me and Susie making dreams come true, one bean at a time. So if you click on that, okay, then that's called the American Unicorn by UFD Corral. You go down here and you can see all the good look. You can have it on mouse pads, shirts, hats. What are those? Cell phone cases, all different types of hats. There's like hundreds of different things that you can have any of these pieces of art put on. So anyway, pretty cool and a great model. I like that print on demand model. Check it out. Okay. If you want some UFD merch, I think that's it. Thank you guys. All right, let's go UFD. Remember, right? I think two of the big takeaways from today, we're getting a listing a week. Can we go 4 out of 4? We are now 3 out of 3. We had HTX, we had Exchange.io, and then this morning we had, oh boy, I'm forgetting the name here. I'm sorry, Digifinex. Okay. The other big thing that's happening right now is we're getting some big Twitter accounts, X accounts that are bull posting basically about UFD. I don't know what's going on with that. Look, look, I'm down here in the basement. I focus on the community and I know you're focusing as well. It's like, it's starting to pay dividends. It's starting to create a good harvest, a lot of momentum. Are you feeling it? Are you feeling it within UFD? I mean, we've been around for what, a little over 5 months. Of course, we went through that rocket ship novelty period at the beginning, right? We were the new kid on the block. And because of hard work, because of like the realness of what we're doing, right? The legitimacy, the honesty, the integrity, the heart and soul that people like you, right? I mean, this is all because of you. And yeah, I'm talking to you, right? I'm in St. Louis. Again, you somewhere on the planet. Maybe you're in your car. Maybe you're in an airplane. Maybe you're in your basement, right? No matter where. But this movement and this galvanizing that we've had within the community over the last, like, I don't know, like 3 months now has really proven, like, we've been through the fire and like are emerging. Can you feel it? Are your wings starting to flap? Your unicorn wings? Look at those muscles, right? Right? Like we went through the honeymoon period, whatever you want to call it, the novelty period, the shiny red ball period, right? And then we went through an even more important period where the overall crypto market was poopy. Okay, we know that. Bitcoin dropped to what, 75, 80,000. Solana dropped almost below 100, or did drop below 100. Meme coins, a very challenge, and it was good. There was a silver lining to that. It gave you and me, right, as a community, bound together by our beliefs, bound together by our discipline and our grit, GRIT. Right? Knowing that we had something special, knowing that we have something scarce in unicorn fart dust, right? There's only uno unicorno fart dustio. Esta, I can speak a little Spanish. Esta solamente uno unicornio fart dustio. But we went through the fire, right? Scarcity. What's the other 3 Ds, right? We welcome people from all around the world. El worldio, right? The world. Todo del mundo, I think is how you say that, right? And we're fair, and we're welcoming, and we don't discriminate against anybody or anything. All you need to do to put your horn, let's all rub horns, right? All you got to do if you want to rub horns, remember, we are the horniest community in crypto, right? Let's rub our horns. Right? If you want to do that, all you have to do is have a good heart, a good soul, and a good belief. And a belief that on a fair and level playing field, that a group of people from all around the planet, right, can come together and make something special. And day in, day out, right? Hoof by hoof, right? Duster by duster, diamond hoof by diamond hoof. You're making it happen. It's a good deal. Okay. Keep it up. And we will get back together tomorrow. Don't forget, dusters, excuse me. Don't forget, stop, smile for 3 seconds. That's called the 3-second smile. Humor and laughter are very important in life, okay? What's even more important is that you stop, right? You look in the mirror, right? And you be good to yourself today, right? Treat yourself well. I know it's not always easy. Life is difficult. Life's also beautiful, joyful, all that great stuff. But we can control our attitude that we have toward ourselves, how we treat ourselves. And the better we treat ourselves, the better we're going to be able to treat those closest to us and those all around the world. You're worth it. You're important. Okay. Thank you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.